Hello guys. Welcome back to Ryder Gaming. Today, we're going to complete the full story explanation of Fatal Frame 2 Remake. But before we dive in, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Help me reach 1K subscribers, your support means a lot. Alright, let's get into the chilling story of Minakami Village.
Childhood. The story begins with the childhood of two sisters. Mio and Mayu often used to play near a waterfall that flowed between the mountains. But one day, while they were playing, Mayu slipped and fell down. After that accident, Mayu was left with a permanent limp. Time passed, but the memories connected to that place never truly faded. Many years later, the two sisters returned to that same place. Suddenly Mayu sees something strange. A mysterious red butterfly. The crimson butterfly. As if controlled by an invisible force. Mayu begins to follow the butterfly deeper into the forest. Mio tries to stop her, but Mayu keeps moving forward. Passing through dense trees and dark paths, the two sisters eventually arrive at a lost village. Minakami, Hellish Abyss. But this was no ordinary village. Centuries ago, a terrifying crack opened beneath the village. People called it the Hellish Abyss, a gateway that was directly connected to hell. If that gate ever opened, the entire world could be swallowed by darkness. So to keep this crack sealed, the village performed a horrifying ritual, the Crimson Sacrifice Ceremony, the ritual. In this ritual, twins were always chosen. They were called Twin Maidens, or Twin Acolytes. During the ceremony, the older twin would kill the younger twin and throw the body into the abyss. The sacrificed soul would transform into a crimson butterfly, and that butterfly would pierce through the darkness, bringing light back into the world. But if this ritual ever failed, another even more terrifying ceremony began, the hidden ceremony. In this ritual, a human was turned into a living mummy as a sacrifice to hell. This sacrificed being was called Kusabi. Their agonizing screams would calm the forces of hell for a short time. 3 families in Minakami Village. There were 3 powerful families. The Osaka family, the Tachibana family, the Kiryu family. The Kiryu family was also known as the Twin House, because twins were often born in that family. Osaka tragedy. Long ago, 2 twin girls from the Osaka family were chosen for the Crimson Ceremony, but when the time for the ritual came, both sisters refused. They wanted to escape the village, but the village's high priest discovered their plan. If they escaped, the Crimson Sacrifice could never be completed. So the high priest made a cruel decision. He killed both twin sisters. After that, he sealed the last path that led outside the village. 4 keys were created for that path, and they were given to different families, so that no single person could leave the village alone. The exit from the village was located near an old tree. Kiryu tragedy. In the Kiryu family, there were twin sisters, Akane and Azumi. During the Crimson Ceremony, Akane killed her own sister Azumi. The ritual was completed, but after that, Akane was never the same again. She often talked to her dead sister, as if Azumi was still alive. To ease her pain, her father Yoshitatsu Kiryu created a doll. That looked exactly like Azumi, but an evil spirit from hell had already entered that doll. That doll became the mannequin who robbed the soul from human, and eventually, the doll controlled Akane and made her kill her own father. With that, the Kiryu family came to an end. Tachibana ceremony failure. In the Tachibana family, there were twin brothers, Mutsuki and Itsuki. When their turn came for the Crimson Ceremony, Mutsuki wanted to end this horrific cycle, but during the ritual, the bond between the 2 brothers was so strong that the soul failed to transform into a crimson butterfly. The Crimson Ceremony failed, and Mutsuki died. Itsuki's letter now. Itsuki decided that he would break this cursed cycle. He decided to help the twin daughters of the Kurosawa family, Sei and Yae, escape from the village, but he knew it wouldn't be easy. So he wrote a letter to his childhood friend. His friend's name was Ryozo Munakata. In the letter he wrote that something terrible was about to happen in the village, and he begged Ryozo to come to the village and save Sai and Yae. But the villagers began to suspect Itsuki. They captured him and locked him inside the village storehouse, there, alone, and filled with despair. Itsuki took his own life. Seijiro's arrival. Sometime later, two outsiders arrived in Minakami Village, a famous folklorist, Seiro Makabe, and his student, Ryozo Munakata. Seijiro studied mysterious and supernatural places across Japan, and the story of Minakami Village had attracted his interest. Camera Obscura. Seijiro carried a special camera, the Camera Obscura. It was created by the scientist Dr. Kunihiko Aso. This camera had the power to harm ghosts. He also had a spirit radio, which could capture the voices of spirits. But the atmosphere in the village felt extremely strange. Everyone seemed to be hiding something. Seijiro quickly realized that something terrible was about to happen in this village. He didn't want Ryozo to get caught in this danger, so he sent Ryozo away from the village. But before leaving, he told him to return on the night of the Crimson Ceremony, because that night would be the last chance to save Sei and Yae. Escape night. On the night of the Crimson Ceremony, Ryozo waited outside the village, ready to rescue Sei and Yae. The two sisters tried to escape, but the villagers captured Sei. Yae somehow managed to escape. Ryozo saved her and took her far away from the village, but Sei was left alone in the village. Hidden ceremony. Now the village had no other option left. The high priest, Ryokan Kurosawa, was forced to perform the hidden ceremony. In this ritual, Seijiro Makabe was turned into a living mummy as a sacrifice, and he became Kusabi. His suffering calmed the hellish abyss for a short time, but Ryokan still had one last hope. He tried to perform the crimson sacrifice with his daughter Sei, but this ritual required both twin sisters. Without Yae, the ritual could not be completed, and with that, this final ritual also failed. Eternal night. As soon as the ritual failed, the gate of the hellish abyss opened. The powers of hell spread across the entire village. The spirit of Kusabi and Seiya's endless suffering dragged the whole village into darkness. People began to die. The sky was swallowed by black darkness. And on that day, an endless night began. A night that repeats itself every single day. The souls of the villagers became trapped in that darkness forever. Final hook years later, when Minakami Village had completely become a ghost village. Two new twin sisters arrive there, Mio and Mayu, and the wandering spirits of the village begin to believe that perhaps these two can finally complete the unfinished ritual and end this eternal darkness once and for all. Present time, Mio and Mayu, the moment they step inside. Mayu suddenly stops. Her eyes wander. She remembers this place, though she has never been here before. Without warning, Mayu drifts away. Mio runs after her, but Mayu disappears into the silent village streets. And then, Mio begins to see the dead. Ghosts of villagers, trapped in the final moments of their lives, wandering through houses and alleys, silent, restless, lost. While searching for Mayu, Mio discovers a strange antique device in an old house, the Camera Obscura, a camera capable of revealing and defeating spirits. Armed with it, Mio fights the ghosts that haunt the village, but something worse is happening to Mayu. Every time Mio finds her, Mayu seems different. She speaks softly, dreamlike. Sometimes she talks to someone Mio cannot see. Other times, she stares toward the village's heart, as if someone is calling her. The spirit of Sai, the truth. A powerful spirit has already found Mayu, Sai Kurosawa, a girl who died long ago during a failed ritual. Sai mistakes Mayu for her long-lost twin sister, and so, Sai begins pulling Mayu deeper into the curse of the village. As night stretches on, The village keeps separating the sisters. Mayu disappears, again and again. Each time Mio finds her, Mayu is closer to the center, closer to the ritual site. Meanwhile, Mio uncovers Minakami Village's dark past, a ritual involving twins. One sister must strangle the other to seal the hellish abyss beneath the village. The last twins chosen, Sae and Yae Kurosawa, but Yae ran away. The ritual failed. The village was destroyed. Now, Sae's spirit wants the ritual completed. She believes Mayu is the sister who abandoned her. By the time Mio reaches the underground ritual chamber, Mayu is almost completely under Sae's influence, but part of her accepts it willingly. Mayu has always feared Mio would leave her behind, just like Ye left Sae. She begins to believe if the ritual is completed, they will never be separated again, even if it means death. Deep beneath the village, the sisters meet. One last time, Mayu stands in the chamber, waiting. She gently asks Mio to perform the ritual. Mio faces the impossible choice. In the final moment, Mayu falls into the hellish abyss beneath Minakami Village without hesitation. Mio jumps after her. Inside the darkness, the spirit of Yae Kurosawa returns through Mio, and something unexpected happens. The spirits of the Kurosawa twins guide Mio and Mayu. Instead of sacrifice repeating, the twins' power creates something new, a glowing butterfly, formed from Mio and Mayu, and then Yae and Sae Kurosawa reunite, transform into another butterfly. Soon, many glowing butterflies rise from the abyss toward the village. As they spread through Minakami, the butterflies absorb the wandering spirits. The ghosts, trapped in pain, finally begin to fade peacefully. The spirits of the Kiryu twins disappear. The children in the poorer areas are released on the heavenly bridge. Itsuki and Mutsuki stand with Chitose. As the curse lifts, other spirits, including Masumi and Miyako, appear briefly in their normal forms before fading away. The butterflies guide the souls of the village, finally allowing them to rest. After the darkness, after the suffering, Mio and Mayu survive. For the first time in generations, Minakami Village is free. The tragedy finally comes to an end.
And that's the full explanation of Fatal Frame 2 Remake. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends. And of course, subscribe to Ryder Gaming for more epic gameplay and spooky stories. Comment below which part of the story freaked you out the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.